Why do I always have to worry about what my hair looks like? It looks crazy. Anyway, hi, how are you guys tonight? Welcome to my live. Hopefully, you have seen my videos before and do not judge me on my appearance because it has been a crazy week. Like, have you ever had one of those weeks where you're just like, I cannot believe I made it through? And yet, here I am. So, it's just been crazy. Hey, Lexi, how are you? It's not even showing up that anybody's watching, so I don't know how we got oh, there we go. It's like a delayed reaction. It's fine. So, hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, it has been absolute insanity. In fact, I just started something here locally. It's okay, it was awful, really and truly awful, but it's starting to get better now. I'm good. It's been a crazy week, but I'm getting there. I survived it. And the Super Bowl Sunday is going to be here, so cannot wait for that. Even though it's not any of my teams or David's teams, but that's okay. Our teams made it to the playoffs at least, so that's fine. But yeah, I can't believe Brady is actually like he's actually retiring. Does anybody know what's up with that? Like, I don't know what's going on with him, but I don't know. Am I a Bucks? Like, what in the world? I can you can hear me or can't? Hold on. Let me see. Is that better or worse? Hello? A thumbs up if you can hear me, thumbs down if you can't. Put this in here. No, no. Okay, I'll put the ear. All right, I got a thumbs up. Thank you. Okay, so, yeah, I'm not sure what's going. Oh, good. Okay. So, I'm not really sure what's going on with Brady. I can't tell if he is like not gonna be here or I don't know because he's a Buccaneer and now I don't know he's apparently retiring, which is kind of annoying, but that's okay. I wanted to go and watch him play like in an actual game, so thank you for all the thumbs up. I appreciate it. So yeah, I have like no idea. I really wanted to see Tom Brady play, but that's fine, sort of. We'll see. I really want to play like to have my husband's team, which is the Packers. At some point, I want to see them. So, hopefully we'll see a game. Anyway, but yeah, no, it has been a crazy week. So, something really exciting that makes me, I'm always trying to push myself a little further, a little harder. I don't know, just whatever. So, I actually started a radio show. It's just a local, small radio show. And it's based off of the one that I do on YouTube, which is What's Up Ocala on Monday. And it's just real brief talking about, the market, talking about real estate and, some of the stuff going around town and then fun stuff to do over the weekend and, just stuff like that. So, yeah, we worked out a contract with the local radio station, WOCA, which is here locally, it's 96.3. So every Saturday morning at 10 a.m., I have a radio show going. So tomorrow will be the second week. Excuse me. So it's, it was actually nerve-wracking. I have no idea why I'm so comfortable doing videos on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram. No problem with that. But doing radio, it really freaked me out. Thank you, T. Oh, I mean, can you imagine? It's like, your neighbors and stuff. And like, my peeps over at Publix and stuff. They're all gonna like hear me. I don't know. It's a little intimidating. Plus, you don't really need a lot of special equipment. I have no idea what to do with the mic system and everything and editing sound. Did you know they edit sound after, yeah, of course a lot of times edit videos, but, if a truck rolls by, you edit that out. But I didn't know that they did that with the radio. So yeah, it's been a learning experience. It's really been exciting and fun. But yeah, it's, it was a little intimidating, gonna have to admit. I don't know. Have any of you guys been on the radio and like tried it? It's very, the mic's coming down and it's intimidating. It's kind of crazy, but anybody local, please feel free to listen to that. But also, if you are, actually, you can do it online too. WOCA, you can listen live to their radio station. So, but I think I've recorded, including the bloopers and everything, I've recorded video at the same time. So you can actually see us doing the radio show. And the first two, I was so intimidated. I had to have a guest. So I had one of my agents each time. So first it was Maddie and then it was Alati. I was just such a chicken. It was so bad. But they both did really, really well. And, you know, it got a little bit better. So anyway, but yeah, it's something. So, I think being on TV is probably, not in my wheelhouse, but you know, this is fun. This feels more like I'm like talking to friends and stuff. I don't know. This is a little more personal. I'm in my room and just kind of, you know, hanging out. So I don't know. It just seems a little easier. So anyway, so yes, I am on the radio, WOCA. We may possibly, after the 3-month contract, go to a larger radio station. It just depends on the results on this one. We're just kind of testing out, see what works and what doesn't. And oh my goodness, I went to the coolest house today. I'm hoping against hope that they let me list. I got my hair like all over the place. I was just, I can't give too many details, but I went and saw the coolest house. I mean, it was from 1901 and it's like a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, and they've like been, you know, they've restored it like, oh, so beautiful. Original hardwood floors throughout, and it was absolutely the coolest house I've seen in such a long time. I just, if I could have bought it right then, I would have done it because I was just so thrilled about this house. So hopefully, I'll get to list it, but we'll see. I'm actually going up against a couple of other realtors. I was like, oh, you didn't pick me right from the start. I actually haven't competed against, other realtors for a listing in a while. So I was like, whew, gotta dust off the skills. But I mean, we don't really have that many listings. So it's not like you go on a lot of listing contracts anyway. But yeah, this one, yeah, we're going. So I don't know. I was the first of 3. So we'll see what happens. And that is, I mean, it is something I would encourage you to do. If you're looking to sell your house wherever you live, having 3 different realtors come in and, you know, give estimates and, you know, give a presentation on what they're going to do to market your home is a good idea. That being said, I don't like it, but but you know, sometimes like I know what I'm, you know, I know what I'm doing. I know what market plan I wanted to go with. I know how I'm going to do it. I know the timeline. I know all of that stuff. But, you know, if another realtor comes in and says, oh yeah, and you know, I'm going to be able to sell this house for so much more, even if they're not, sometimes the seller will go with that agent. And I really don't like that because then it's basically misleading because, you know, they're going to go and say, oh, well, I can get you, you know, a $30,000 or $40,000 more and then put the house up on that. And then 2 weeks later, your house is still sitting there and they're like, oh, well, we'll just lower it a little bit. And then a couple weeks later, oh, we'll just lower it a little bit. No, they should have had it priced accurately right from the start. And then you wouldn't have this stuff. But, so I've lost out on listings that way too. Because, you know, I'm like, here's what the market says, you know, I'm willing to go up a little bit, but this is what the market is. And then somebody else will come in and just be like, oh yeah, promising like I can get you $1 million for your house. And it's like, can you really? I don't think you can, but you know, I always want to give it a go. So I don't know, but yeah, I would definitely recommend that you do interview multiple agents if you're selling your home. Actually, even if you're buying a home, feel free to interview multiple agents, you know, find out about, you know, what they're going to do, what their plan is, how much time they're going to devote to you. I mean, hiring a realtor, not just for the sale, but also for the buy is really important. So that's something people don't often think about, but yeah. I look like I've had a rough week. So bad. Oh my goodness. You guys are probably like, you look fine. And no, I look like I've had a rough week, but it's just, we were so busy. We were so crazy busy. We're still trying to move into our office and get everything all set. I got the coffee bar set up, so quite frankly, I'm pretty proud about that. But we we have like this little tiny kitchen in the office. It just has a fridge, a little tiny bar, and a sink. And, you know, by the time you put the Keurig there, it's like there's no space on the bar. And, you know, and we have the microwave too, because, you know, everybody, you know, they'll probably bring in lunches. We have a lot of admin staff and stuff. So, yeah, so I'm like, by the time you have the microwave and the coffee, that's it. There's no more room even to make your coffee, you know, add your creamer or sugar or whatever. So there was just outside of the kitchen this area that was just kind of open. We didn't really know what to do with it. So I got a I got like a coffee cart type thing, a big, really pretty one. And I think it was definitely, you know, beat up a little, which I actually kind of liked. And then I put like shelves up on the wall and coffee bar and scrolling letters. And it looks really, really, really cute now. I got coffee mugs, so people that come to our office don't have to drink out of paper cups anymore. Those are just, that's so not right. So, I mean, you'll actually get like a coffee mug. How's the new Prius? Oh, it's awesome. Oh, I love my car. I love my car so much. No, it really is awesome. I finally broke down and put some gas in it. I still had a quarter of a tank, and it's been about 2 weeks, and I drive everywhere. So, you know, for a realtor to go 2 weeks without having to put gas in their car, oh, that is awesome. But yeah, I'm already looking like, okay, tomorrow I've got to clean out my car because, you know, getting out of the car, going through grass and, you know, construction sites, there's now sand and straw in my driver's side mat. So I'm like, that's not good. So I think I'm going to get some rubber mats instead of the cloth ones because they seem to be picking up like every bit of debris from my shoes, which is just annoying. So I got to vacuum out my car and clean it tomorrow. Is that weird? I'm excited. It's weird, right? I am. I'm excited too. But no, it's awesome. I absolutely love that car. I think this is the first car since my first car. I loved my first car. It was a Toyota Corolla, roll down windows and stuff. Ooh, I'm really aging myself, but I loved that car. It had no air conditioning, but I just absolutely loved that car. It was so, it was a Toyota, so, you know, it was very reliable. It got me where I needed to go. It was very, like, 4-cylinder, but it was just, for me, it was the perfect car. This is probably the first time I've actually just really loved a car since then. So yeah, I'm just, so in love with it. It is a really, really neat car. It really is. And, you know, it has like the map going the whole time you're going. It's showing you all of where you're at and has this big, massive screen. You could probably watch like, you know, a movie on that thing. It's crazy. Hopefully not while you're driving. But yeah, and the Bluetooth picks up stuff from, you know, like so far away. So it's kind of crazy, but anyway, no, I'm loving it. I think it's a great car. I think it's great. So, but yeah, I finally put, it was kind of weird. It doesn't really have much of a gas tank. I had about a quarter tank left and I filled it and it only took like 7 gallons. I was like, huh. So kind of cool. So, yeah, a full tank of gas. It takes about 2.5 to 3 weeks to go through a full tank of gas, which is remarkable considering how much I drive. If you've ever been to Marion County, you know, even going to the grocery store takes at least 15 minutes. Driving is just a thing here. It really is. You drive everywhere. Taking our daughter to school in the morning takes about 20 minutes, and that's actually considered pretty close. So you get used to driving all over the place. So 20 minutes in the car is nothing. That's really not really a big drive. So because everything is so spaced out, we're very spaced out. So today, just going to a listing point, it wasn't even that far, and it was about 35 minutes to get there, and I figured that was really pretty close. So you do a lot of driving when you're here. Just be prepared for that. There's a lot of people that come down here with their big old pickup trucks, and they will go through gas like no tomorrow. It is crazy how much gas you'll go through. So keep your truck, definitely, because you can do a lot of fun stuff with that, but I would definitely say also get maybe a second car that has better gas mileage. So yeah, the Prius, I think, is about 61 miles per gallon, which is pretty crazy. So I don't know, very crazy, but I'm loving it. I think it's great. So I actually even looked at a Tesla, which I don't even know what I was thinking, but because it's a pretty expensive car, not just to buy, but also to maintain. But we were looking at that, and I freaked out because there's no gas option. I just pictured myself on the side of the road with like a generator or something, you know, powering up my car, because I would be the kind. It doesn't get energy from driving like the Prius does. It's just straight, you like recharge the battery and then drive, and recharge the battery and then drive. So yeah, I think that maybe needs a little work on that. I would think, I know at least one person created something so that as they were driving, it was charging the car. I don't know why that's not a thing, but I mean, to me, that kind of makes more sense, but I don't know, to each their own. I'm sure Elon Musk is a much, much smarter person than I am. I have absolutely no doubt. So I'm sure he can figure out why and how or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe you guys know why they don't allow for it to recharge itself. You have to either like plug it in at their recharging station or plug it in at home. No idea why. But I know some of the Priuses you can do both. You can charge it or you can drive it, but I don't know. Don't know. So I don't know. What are you guys up to tonight? It is a Friday night. Hopefully something fun. We just got back from having dinner, so we went to Sonny's. I wanted Mexican food, but I got outvoted. So, so we had Sonny's barbecue, which is okay. It's not my favorite, but that's okay. But I mean, I was raised in Texas. They really know how to do barbecue, like really well. So going to Sonny's is like, okay. It's okay. It's just not my favorite. So, so yeah, but it was in the area we were in was like, okay, we have the choice of pizza, Sonny's, Cracker Barrel, or Mexican food. And I was like, yeah, Mexican. But you know, I'm always up for a taco. I'm just, let's do it. But yeah, no, I got outvoted. Lexi and David both wanted Sonny's. So I sucked it up and went. But I did get myself a sweet tea. So normally I drink water with pretty much everything. I'm constantly drinking water. But yeah, I got myself a sweet tea. So, and they really make sugary sweet tea there. I mean, really. Have you guys had Sonny's sweet tea? It is like a lot of sugar. Like a lot of sugar. So, yeah, I'm pretty like pumped up now. Oh, it's like I just ate a bucket of cotton candy is essentially the same concept. I don't know. And the drinks are like this big. I had two. It just, I don't know, it tasted really good. Okay, I had 1.5. I didn't finish the other one, but that was a lot. I probably drank at least half a gallon of sweet tea tonight. Ugh. It's like make your teeth hurt. It was so sugary, but so good. So good. I was actually thinking about doing a video on how to make sweet tea in Florida, because if you are coming from up north and you come down here, you cannot just make regular tea and add sugar packets to it. That is gross. is like grit sugar at the bottom because you didn't melt it. Oh, so I was thinking about actually doing a video on how to make a proper Southern sweet tea for your guests, because yes, you absolutely have to have sweet tea. Even if you never drink it, you still have to serve it. It's a thing. But yeah, so many people from up north, they're like, oh yeah, I got regular tea and you can just add sugar to it. That is not a thing here. That's wrong. You can make sun tea down here too. I don't know if y'all do that, but it's where you get like, I always used the big like pickle jars, you know, the big gallon jars, like glass, and they have a metal top. Those are really good for it. It's basically a gallon and then in a glass jar. I think you can even buy them over at Walmart, and they have like a spigot on it. You don't have to have the spigot. Those things always leak anyway. But yeah, if you just get the big old like huge mason jar or like a big pickle jar or something like that. Anyway, clean it all out real good, and then you put water in tea bags and you set it out in the sun. And I have no idea why or how, but it makes the absolute best tea in the world. Sun tea is just a thing. So not right now because it's too cold outside. You got to make sure it's nice and hot out. Stick it out there right in the sun. It's just, oh, so good. It's so good. Pour that over some ice. You can put the sugar right in there if you want. It's good stuff. So, but yeah, if you make sun tea, that is a thing. Make sure don't put the sugar in while it's outside. You'll have ants all over that thing. You don't want to do that. Just the regular tea. And then once you bring it in, it's still warm from the sun. That's when you put the sugar in. You take the bags out, put the sugar in. There we go. But yeah, southern sun tea. You probably do that up in the northern states too. You just don't do sugar in it. I don't know. Have you any of y'all made sun tea? Is that like just a southern thing, or it's all over? Y'all aren't talking tonight much. I'm like looking for the chat that ain't there. It's okay. Anyway, so I eliminated sugar 6 months ago. It's the best. Sugar's the worst. Sorry. I went through and did a phase that I just couldn't do it. I absolutely couldn't do it. You know what the worst was? I actually eliminated all gluten, carbs, sugar. I was hardcore for about 1.5 years. But I couldn't do the coffee, black coffee without anything in it. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do that. And pizza is a weakness. It is a serious, serious weakness. I could even do like the chocolate with erythritol or something. Anyway, basically the sugar alcohols. I could do that, no problem. But messing with the coffee and missing out on pizza, couldn't do it. And it's weird because when you eliminate the sugar and the carbs and stuff, and then you go and try and have like a cheat day or something, whew, your system says no very loudly. It's not a pleasant day. So it was kind of like, you know, it's like all or nothing really. But yeah, I did feel really, really good. I lost a lot of weight. That really wasn't the intention. I know I'm like chubby, but I'm happy, so I don't care. But yeah, it was just more healthier than anything. So yeah, I totally get it. So yeah, you can have your unsweet tea. It's okay. I won't hold it against you. But I had a lot of sugar today. I do actually drink water pretty much 90% of the time, except I do have my coffee in the morning and I put sugar in that. So I just can't seem to I don't want to give up that cup of coffee with the cream or sugar, whatever. I just can't drink it black. It's just, whew. Hi, Duke. So, Duke, is that the Duke I know, Duke Roundtree, or is that another Duke from somewhere else? Don't know. I actually know a realtor here named Duke, so I wasn't sure if you're him or if you're somebody from somewhere else. Don't know. But yeah, no. At this point, I actually was not going to the gym. I had a small surgery done. So, okay, it was more than a small surgery, but that was back in November. So I was doing, I wasn't able to go and exercise and stuff from somewhere else, but I will meet you on Thursday. Oh yes. Hi. Yes, of course. I'm going to meet you on Thursday. I was like, wait, is that Duke? Wait. So yeah, yeah, I actually just finally got to go back to the gym. I was shocked. So shocked. I know who you are now. I just saw Duke and I'm like, wait, which one? So, yeah, I was shocked by how little I could do at the gym. I took about, I don't know, it was like 8 to 10 weeks off just to recuperate from the surgery and stuff. And oh man, I can't lift anything. It was horrible. I went back to like, I think I was lifting like 35 pounds on the machines and stuff. I was like, this is so sad. It was so sad. And I was sore for like 2 days after. So, ugh, I'm back at square one. I'm so sad. So sad, but it's okay. Everybody has to start somewhere. So, this week we worked out twice. And I say we because my sister goes with me. Next week we work out 3 times a week, and we're probably going to maintain that for at least a few weeks, and then we'll go back to like 4 or 5 days a week. But yeah, I literally can only lift like it was so pathetic. I could not do hardly, I did about a third or half of what I normally do on the machines. It was crazy. I was so surprised that in such a short period of time I was so far set back, but that's okay. And here I am drinking sweet tea, but I'm going to enjoy it once in a while because again, I didn't get Mexican food. Ocala preserve, good or bad? It's kind of going through a transition right now. So it's hard to say. It was actually really good before. I really liked it. The clubhouse was beautiful. The amenities were beautiful and everything. But they actually sold, and D.R. Horton now owns basically their building as well. And apparently the plan is that they're going to do like one side is going to be all ages and the other side is 55 plus. So I don't really know how that's working out. I haven't been up there lately to kind of see what they've done and what they're doing. So that's kind of, that's on me. But I would like to see, I kind of wanted to give them some time to, figure out the plan. But yeah, they're kind of in transition. So, I don't normally like to recommend a place or say something's good or bad unless I know exactly like what's the plan, are they following the plan, what's the end result going to be, the residents that are there, how are they feeling on it. I know it sounds like really stupid, but I just don't feel comfortable saying one way or another unless I really, really, truly know. So I would say a year and a half, 2 years ago, I'd have been like, yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. It's amazing. At this point, I don't know. And we'll see what happens. I do love D.R. Horton. I love their homes. I love their communities and everything. So I have really good high hopes for them. But again, I don't know what the plan is. The person that I had as a connection up there when it was Shea Homes, I don't think they're there. She's there anymore. I'm not sure. So I haven't heard from her. So she was supposed to give me a tour of the place and she was supposed to, show me around and we were going to do a video together and stuff. And I really was looking forward to it. And then, like nothing, like all of a sudden D.R. Horton owns it. I'm like, what just happened? So, yeah, it just kind of got put on hold for me until I could really see what's happened out there. So I don't know. That's the best I can say. Is I don't know. Not because I'm not familiar with the property, but just because I don't know how their plan is coming along. And yeah, I like people with a plan. Whew, that's a lot. Okay, if I were over 55, would I live in a 55 plus community? I'm not 55. However, it's just around the corner for me that I could live in a 55 plus community. I'll explain why. My husband is considerably older than me. Not that he likes to admit it. He's 23 years my senior. So he is actually turning 65 next month. He's not ecstatic about it. I think it's hilarious, but that's okay. We'll leave that alone. I find everything funny though. So he's turning 65 next month, and our daughter is 13. So when she becomes 18, we could then live in a 55 plus community, even though I'm still going to be in my 40s. So it's just you can't have a child under the age of 18. So if we didn't have her at home, we could actually move into a 55 plus community now. That being said, is that something we're looking to do? Probably not. He would do okay in a 55 plus community. Maybe. He still likes to fix his cars and stuff outside. I know, right, Bill? I know. He's eating his sweeties. Yeah, I think he, he takes care of himself, which is good. Yeah. When we were first dating, I thought he was 10 years younger and he thought I was 10 years older. And we were both wrong. So that's where the 20-year difference came on. Neither of us expected that. We were already kind of, seeing each other and we're like, well, doesn't bother me if it doesn't bother you. Nope, doesn't bother me. Okay. That's how that happened. But anyway, I think he definitely got the better end of that deal, but just say. But yeah, we could move to a 55 plus. Would we move to a 55 plus? We love going to the villages and visiting, but I definitely don't think I would live in the villages because it's very strict. It's not necessarily really an HOA, a homeowners association. It is a family that developed that, and they are still in charge of it. So probably not. They've got rules for everything from the schools there to, the buildings, the businesses. I mean, it's interesting. So, I think that's a little too much for me personally. It's its own world down there. So I'm just really not into that. Some of the other communities here in Ocala, I actually really do like them. Ocala Preserve was one that I actually really liked and I would consider. They also have, in 55 plus communities, they normally don't have large yards. They're normally much smaller and easier to maintain, or even the lawn maintenance is included, which I actually kind of like that. The problem with that is they also kind of get a little picky as to what you plant, and because, then they have to maintain with the lawn and stuff. So one of the communities that I really like, it's kind of middle of the road as far as the rules and what you can do and whatever, is Oak Run. That one is actually one that I like. It has different sections to it. So there's like the larger, newer homes that are concrete block. And then there's like, the mid-range homes, and then the older frame homes. I actually really like those. So yeah, and they have a lot of amenities there for what you pay as far as an HOA fee. It's really a lot, it's a pretty good bang for your buck. They have beautiful pools, indoor, outdoor. They've got several clubhouses. They've got, golfing there. They've just got a lot there. So that one's good. And then the other one, is it Stone Creek? I think it's Stone Creek. That one is very new. It's kind of a hip place to live. I actually was pretty excited about that one. It's absolutely beautiful. It's very energetic. You can tell there's like older 55 plus communities where everybody's kind of more in their 70s or 80s. And then there's some where it's like people are in their 55, and that's, that one is more of that. There's a lot, you go to the gym and everybody's like working out. There's, this beautiful pool there that's like zero entrance, and it has just a different vibe to it. It's very, very energetic, very exciting. The pickleball league, they're crazy good. So, 52 next week. So yeah. Yeah, there's several communities that I would consider. There's some that I just wouldn't. On Top of the World for me is very much a smaller version of the villages. It's still kind of run by the developer, the family. Cherrywood, I actually really like the rules at Cherrywood as far as you can put up fencing. It's a little more do your own thing, but it's also run by the developer. I actually kind of prefer to have an HOA, so the homeowners are the ones that kind of make the rules. So I do kind of like that. I don't know. It's there's actually not that many that are HOAs. I don't know. I hope that helps. But yeah, there are a few that I've considered and I would consider and I would, you know, possibly move to. But at this stage, I think we're still kind of, you know, we're okay with yard work. We're okay with, you know, having just a little bit more freedom with what we're doing and, you know, we can still maintain it and stuff. But at some point, we might consider going to a 55 plus community. There is a safety aspect to it. So possibly, but yeah. So for us, you know, I've never really had any kind of safety concerns in the neighborhood we're in at all. I absolutely love my neighbors. They all look out for us. We look out for them. It's just, it's awesome. But you know, and I like having a larger yard and having a little bit more separation between my neighbors. So I don't want to like reach out, you know, from a window and like shake hands with the neighbor reaching out of his window. That's just a little awkward to me. But, you know, again, less maintenance, less that you have to take care of. And, you know, if you just want like a little garden or something, that's good. Is there a Hardee's in Ocala? Yeah, a couple of them. Yep. Is that a thing for you? Like Hardee's is like the place. Yeah, hamburgers. So I think it's Hardee, but I could be wrong. I don't know. There's one in Bellevue and there's one on Highway 200. I think there's one more north of town. Might be one on Pine too. So yeah, there's a few of them around. I don't know. I've heard they have really good biscuits and gravy. I've not had it there, but I've heard they have pretty good biscuits and gravy. So, but yeah, we've got Checkers, we've got Hardee's, we've got Wendy's. Oh, goodness. We used to have a Jack in the Box. We don't have them anymore. Okay. We got Chick-fil-A. I know this is probably going to irritate a few people, but I think that that place is a little overrated. Am I wrong? Like, people go absolutely crazy for Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, it's chicken. Like, really? It's chicken. I actually kind of like Zaxby's, but it's chicken. Whatever. It's big in Virginia. Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's good. Hardee's is pretty good, but yeah. They're not open on Sunday, right? They're not open on Sunday, and I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe because they aren't open on Sunday, that's just like, I can only get it 6 days a week. Well, that's a lot of chicken. I don't know. I don't get it. They always have a line just wrapped around the building, and I'm like, why? I mean, it's chicken. You can get a chicken sandwich at pretty much any restaurant. What's the deal? But, you know, I can't complain too. I mean, I had Chick-fil-A the other day. I went to the Grandview Invitational, and I saw all the Clydesdales and the Percheron and the Belgians and pulling carts and stuff. Oh, my goodness, those horses are fierce. They're huge. They're so beautiful. So my husband and I went to that, and they had food trucks there, and one of the food trucks was a Chick-fil-A food truck. So we got Chick-fil-A, but again, it was just a chicken sandwich. What's the big deal? But I don't know. People go nuts for it down here. They do have pretty good sauces, but it was just a chicken sandwich. I don't know. I don't get it, but whatever. Like, I'm not going to knock somebody else's favorite thing. It's fine. They can have it, but it's just not all that for me. It's chicken. So I did like their ads, but no. Don't know. But yeah, we have all the fast food. I don't put it on my channel very much because I'm always trying to support, you know, smaller mom and pop places, local businesses and stuff. Oh, bridge going on. Okay, probably, yeah. Oh my goodness. A 3-hour wait for Chick-fil-A? No. Oh, isn't Gator's Dockside awesome? I love Gator's Dockside. It's really, it's different. Did you see the big old gator when you walk in? They normally have them decorated up depending on like what holiday it is. So, you know, he was decorated up for Christmas. Probably going to have something for the Super Bowl. I can't imagine that they're going to do something for Valentine's Day, but I don't know. Very, very good food. I like it. Oh, heads up. Holy smokes. So I love like a spicy, like a Cajun pasta. Like somehow mixing the creamy sauce with like a spicy sauce is, you know, really good. I went to Ale House. You didn't eat the gator tail? Oh man, gator tail is awesome. It kind of tastes like, I don't know, kind of like pork, I guess. It's kind of a little bit, you know, a little bit more on the greasier side, but yeah. Why not? You should have you some gator tail. It's an experience. But yeah, no, I went to Miller's Ale House, which is over on Maricamp. And I ordered theirs. Heard bad stories. Aw. So it's just a gator tail. But yeah, we went over to Miller's Ale House. And I ordered their, you know, their Cajun pasta. And I was, you know, like, normally I'll ask for, like, extra seasoning or something on it because it's never really that spicy. Oh, I couldn't finish it. It was so spicy. I was, like, tearing up. I was like, it was spicy. It was crazy spicy. I was like, this is insane. How can anybody eat this? I just couldn't believe it. So, if you are really into spicy food, yeah, Miller's Ale House, order their spicy Cajun chicken pasta. Holy smokes. I should have known when it comes over and it was like red, and it was because they added so much seasoning and chili pepper and all of that to the, it was literally red. I was like, oh, this might be painful. It was good, but I couldn't finish it. It was just that spicy, and that's pretty crazy because I like spicy stuff, but whew, I think they poured it on for me. Whew. Anyway, but yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of new restaurants that have opened up in Ocala, so kind of excited to go and visit those. I'll share those with you, but I really do try to stay away from the big chain restaurants and stuff. You guys probably have the chain restaurants where you guys are anyway. So just because I don't show them on my channel doesn't mean we don't have them. We've got Red Lobster, we've got Olive Garden, we've got Longhorn, we've got Texas Roadhouse, we've got Outback, Sonny's Barbecue, obviously. That's where we went tonight. We have all of that stuff. Like I said, I don't know what happened. It like froze out. Okay. Okay, I don't know. It was just, it dropped me for a second. I was like, what in the world? What happened? Anyway, so yeah, that's been a thing. I don't know. So yeah, no, this week has been just crazy. We did a new website. I don't know if you saw my website or not, but it's greatexpectationsrealty.com. I am so proud of that. I did that this week. I am not a web designer by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it turned out really good. It's still a work in progress, but it's getting there. You have Waffle House? Everybody has Waffle House. How do you not have Waffle House? That's weird. Do you not have highways? There's always a Waffle House by a highway. Like, what do you have? Like, it's just, you have to have a waffle. Well, there's like 6 of them here. I don't know. Wow, that's weird. That floors me. I thought everybody had a Waffle House. Like, is that just not a thing or other places? That's weird. I mean, not that it's like amazingly good food or anything, but really weird. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's weird, but I mean, the food is is okay. but it's just, I mean, they're everywhere. I mean, obviously somebody eats there because they are literally everywhere. So I think we've got one, I think, at every highway entrance. And I think we've got like 4 highway entrances, so we've got at least 4. But yeah, those are the big yellow, you know, there's one like half a mile from my Ocala office. There's like right there, Waffle House. It's right next to the gas station. It's like, I don't know. They have, they're always open. Like, seriously, like a hurricane will come through. I don't know if you know this or not. A hurricane will come through and Waffle House will be the first one open if they closed at all. They are always open. It is crazy. You go there 3 o'clock in the morning, Waffle House is right there. It is just, they're always open. I don't know. Yeah, that's so weird. Like, I have not been to a Waffle House in years. I can't imagine that the food has gotten a lot better, but but it's like a staple, you know? It's just always there. Now, I do wish we had more Chick-fil-A's. We only have like 1. That's not enough Chick-fil-A. That is just not enough Chick-fil-A. There's always a super long car line. It's crazy. It's hard to live in a state that doesn't have one. I feel bad for you. Just come on down, move on down here. It'll be fine. Oh, I know. I'm so excited about that one opening up down here, the Mellow Mushroom. I've been to it before. It's been years and years, but I went to one over in Jacksonville and it was so fun. I mean, the decorations and stuff are just, you know, the psychedelic pizza and stuff, like, it's just so crazy. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. How's Opie, by the way? Y'all are gonna be like, who, what? Hopefully he's doing good. Tell him I said hi. Custom pizza. Aren't all pizzas custom? I don't know, maybe not. The pizza was pretty good. He's good. I really got a kick out of y'all. So Bill came down and visited me. We had coffee. It was fun. Actually, I don't know that you got coffee when you were here, but still, we got to sit down and chat. Go up. That one's easy one, Greg. Not difficult at all. They're going up. But I've been warning y'all for like a couple years now they're going to go up. So that's not even a tough question. They're going up. I mean, we have been so spoiled for a few years now with them being as low as they are, but they can't stay that low. As soon as we had a whole slew of buyers in the market, it starts ticking back up. It's not even a question. So, but it will definitely change things for us. So with that interest rate going up. So, so yeah, I don't know. Things change. 4.25. I know, it's still low. That's still low. Okay. Most of you can probably remember when it was in like the double digits. Like, you know, that's, you know, and people were still buying houses. You know, if it's in like 12, 13, 14, 15% interest rate, people were still buying at that time. So it floors me how many people are not buying houses right now at 4.25, you know? So it's going to continue to go up. Same as everything else right now. It feels like everything's going up. I was looking at gas today going, I'm glad I got a Prius. Because you know what? Gas prices are going up too. Everything's going up. So, yeah. As soon as I saw they raised the minimum wage, I'm like, and here it goes. So, you know, it's just everything. They've now got an excuse. Everything's more expensive. So, and I'm definitely feeling it. Oh, we got to raise the minimum wage. And that means, you know, everybody that's not making minimum wage, that has to go up too. So, yeah. So, you know, I try really hard not to pay minimum wage. I actually want to pay more than minimum wage. But man, once it hits $15 an hour, whew, that's a little rough. But I mean, they're offering, the bigger companies are definitely offering really good money to work. Good grief, I think McDonald's is offering like $15 an hour, $16 an hour right now. I'm like, good grief. You're gonna have doctors pretty soon wanting to work over at Wendy's. It's like, you'll make more money there and less likely you'll get sued. So, like, no overhead if you flip burgers. It's, it's good to know if this real estate thing doesn't work out for me, I can go and flip a burger and still make about the same. Just kidding. But I mean, stuff's going up. That's going to be the same as, gas, bread, milk, eggs, interest rates. Whew. So I don't know, if at all possible, if you can buy a house right now, please do so. Whether it's through me or somebody else, I don't care. But please do so. I mean, I do care. I would like it if you bought a house through me. Don't get me wrong. But even if you don't use my service, I still would prefer that you, for your own benefit, purchase a home, because it's not going to get any cheaper. So, and here in Ocala, you can get a pretty nice house for a pretty low rate. So, even with the interest rates ticking up, it's still doing good. That was actually a conversation I had with one of my agents. So we had, I can't get into the details of it too much, but so we had a buyer that was purchasing a home from a builder. And so he signed the contract, signed everything, and they were going to sell the house. We're going to make up a price because, again, I can't give details. But let's say it was $250,000. I'm going to say again. Good. So, okay, so he bought a house, we'll say, for $250,000. He signed the contract at least 6 months ago, maybe even longer, probably longer. Okay, so this developer has continued to develop houses and stuff, and for whatever reasons, the loan didn't come in time or whatever, past the house being completed. So in the contract, the buyer, because they didn't close on time, can get charged penalties from the builder, because now the builder is paying interest on it and, whatever. Normally, a builder does not actually charge that stuff, but in this case, they decided to go ahead and do it. So the buyer was upset that he had, several $1,000s more than what he was thinking about. Except that the house that he's buying is worth at least $50,000 to $100,000 more than what he originally signed the contract for. So if he chooses not to buy this house, the builder could go ahead and sell it to somebody else and actually make a lot more money on it. So obviously that's why they probably did the penalties, is maybe hoping that he'll not do the contract. And he's like, it's the principle of the thing. And I'm like, the principle of the thing is, if you really want to mess with the builder, you will go ahead and purchase the home. You don't ever have to live in it. You can go ahead and sell it the day after for $50,000 more than what you bought it for, because the market has changed so much that house is now worth more than what you actually contracted it for originally. And now that it's completed and finished and has more value to it, because it's not, just a slab, it's actually a house, and people can move in it immediately instead of having to wait for it. So yeah, it's for crying out loud, close on the house. Yes. The answer to that question is yes. Yeah, the short-term furnished rentals are normally in 55 plus communities. We'll have those a bit more often. But we also have like an Airbnb situation, so you can rent it monthly at a lower rate than like a regular weekly. I would definitely do that in advance so you make sure you have it for as long as you need it. Or you can rent one of the long-term rentals that are not furnished, because furniture isn't that expensive. Like, don't go crazy, but you know, we're talking, my grandparents, they were renting something and it wasn't furnished and they only needed it for 2 years. So their furnishings for 2 years, it was my grandpa took a job out of area. So I would go down and visit them down in Cape Coral, which is a nice area. And they had like a card table for their dining room table. They had, you know, the mattresses were good, but there was no headboard there. It was like bare minimum, but they knew it was only going to be for like 24 months. So they just got really basic stuff. Their real house and their real life and everything, they worked for 2 years to pay off their real house that was up here. So that's, quite frankly, that was really smart. They saved every penny that they had, pocketed all that money away, and then paid for their house up here. So 2 years of living very frugally, not having anything showy. They still had friends over and stuff. They just thought it was funny. They were laughing, you know, hey, card table, let's play cards, you know. So, but they had very, very basic stuff. I know they bought like 2 recliners, you know, so it was comfortable. They were comfortable, but it was nothing showy at all. But, you know, doing that for a short period of time, 24 months, and, you know, Grandpa went back into retirement. He had come out of retirement to do that job, and then they came back up and he went back into retirement, but it paid off the house. So they were able to do a lot of improvements to the house and stuff too. So, and they made very good money when they sold it. So, you know, so they can, you know, it was almost like they were camping for 2 years. It was kind of weird, but, so doing something like that you could do, if you're, you know, short term, like if it's only a few months, get yourself an inflatable mattress and a card table. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything showy. You could do a long-term rental for 6 months and a day, and that's still considered long-term rental. So yeah, you can do that. Or you can do HECM loans. HECM loans. What? Hold on. I would think home equity, what is, like a reverse mortgage? What are we, HECM? Say it out. I want to make sure that we're talking about the same thing. So if we're going to go into reverse mortgage territory, I'm going to go with please don't do it, but that's for, it depends on your personal situation. If you're talking about like a home equity line of credit, please don't do it, but it depends on your personal situation. So yeah, I just, which type of, what HECM, I don't know. There's so many different acronyms and initials out there. I just want to make sure that we're talking about the same thing. I'm hoping he types this out, because otherwise I'm just going to be staring at the screen for no reason. Reverse. Okay. But through the government. All right. So, okay. That's what I thought was a reverse mortgage because of the rest that you had talked about on there. Again, it really just depends on your personal situation. I'm not a huge fan of them, because it can really affect your family members. But if you don't really have, you know, like a spouse or other family members or whatever, you know, if you're not really worried about who you're going to be leaving the house to, then it could possibly be a good deal for you. I would really, really look at your personal situation and make sure that that's what's in you and your spouse's best interest. If you have a spouse, I would really, really, really get the advice of somebody that knows your situation. If you want to call me, please call me and we can talk about it tomorrow, hopefully not tonight, and really kind of lay out and figure out the game plan for you. And I have nothing, I have no horse in this race. It's not like I do reverse mortgages at all whatsoever. But there might be some more options for you that you're not looking at. So I would probably say just give me a call. It's 352-817-1600. And just give me a call tomorrow and we can kind of talk about it. Because it really, really, really depends on your personal situation. Oh, Opie has a question. Hold on. I missed it. Here's a question from Opie. What are the best cell phone service providers? This is Justin W. Hey, Justin and Andre. Oh my goodness. Hi, guys. How are you? I know Andre sent me a message saying he was like making it through his course, but I haven't checked on it to see. So if you did see eShop, I can check on it. So, but I'm so excited he re-signed up for that. So, I'm so excited. So we're going to have to grab dinner or something because you guys are like, you know, local. We should go and grab dinner and just chat. So, have Andre, he's got my cell phone number. Just have him text me when you guys are available and I'll grab Dave and we'll all go to dinner. Okay, so going back to Bill's question, which now I've forgotten. Best cell phone service providers, Verizon, by far. Verizon in Ocala works amazing. A lot of people have T-Mobile, and there are some. Oh, I'm so excited for them too. Let's do. Oh, I haven't been there, and I've been wanting to. All right, we'll do that. Okay, so text me and let me know when you guys are available. 352-817-1600, just in case he lost my number. He didn't. I know he didn't, but that's okay. All right. So as far as other cell phone companies, yeah, Verizon, by far the best. I've had it for years and years. There's only very, very few places where it drops service, and normally it won't even drop the call. It's just, you know, kind of, I don't know, staticky or whatever. So definitely Verizon, if you can do Verizon. And they have a pretty good unlimited plan that I actually like. It's like $50 a month, and then if you pay your bill automatically, it takes $10 off. So for 40 bucks a month, that's the one we're on. It's 40 bucks a month. You get unlimited cell phone, unlimited internet, and unlimited text messaging. So, I mean, how can you beat that? 40 bucks a month isn't bad. I sound like I'm doing a Verizon commercial, but that's just what we use because it's the most reliable. Even out in the wilds, like I can go out in the forest, which is all trees, which really mess with the cell phone signal, and I still have cell phone coverage pretty much the whole way. The other ones are like T-Mobile. T-Mobile does not have as good a coverage, so there's going to be a lot more areas where you're just not going to have signal. Hi! So, another one is Sprint. I personally am not a huge fan of that company. Their customer service is not so great. But, you know, Sprint works pretty good out here. T-Mobile works pretty good. Verizon works amazing. And then I think AT&T is out here as well, but I think it works off the same towers as Verizon. So, whatever. But yeah, by far, if you can get Verizon, that's going to be the one that you're going to probably be the happiest with. But, you know, T-Mobile is a second, and Sprint is also right up there as well. So those are pretty much the ones. I know there's Cricket and a few other ones that everybody's like, oh, those are amazing. Yeah, US Cellular. But yeah, I haven't found those to be very inexpensive at all. I think the biggest bang for your buck is just a regular paid service through Verizon. I mean, 40 bucks a month plus tax is just really, and then I never have to worry about overages, and I don't have to worry about like roaming or anything weird like that. So I'm going to go with that's probably the best one, truthfully. So I don't know how much US Cellular charges, but yeah, for 40 bucks and not have to worry about it again, yeah, it's not bad. So yeah, I think you might be able to get something cheaper if you have like, if you're not going to be using data or something, but everything pretty much uses data at this point. So why worry about it? Is the property tax rate the same for all of Ocala, and how does it compare to other areas of the state? Also, what is the sales tax rate in Ocala? Whew. Okay, taxes. There is a video I did with the property appraiser in Marion County recently. It's probably been within the last 3 months, probably 6 months. The actual property appraiser from Marion County, Jimmy Cowan, he actually did a video with me, and I invited him into my office and said, please explain all things taxes in Marion County, and he went into detail like you wouldn't believe on the property appraiser. He's the property appraiser for Marion County. So he talked about the tax rate, the millage rate. He talked about how to do exemptions. That was a really big deal. He talking about, you know, the website that he has and everything, and how he, you know, went in, did an app for phones and stuff. He's just really, really, really great guy. Really knew what he was talking about. He talked for over an hour about taxes. There is no way in this universe that I am qualified enough or smart enough to talk about taxes for an hour. Plus, y'all would all be like, we're out. So watch that video, and then if you have more questions, I would be more than happy to help you. But I think he pretty much covered it all really, really, really well. So yeah, just look up property appraiser Marion County, and he should just pop right up. Or just look on my channel and you'll see him back there. It's me and this guy on there. Anyway, but yeah, he was really, I think I put it up as Florida tax information or something. So, but yeah, he's Marion County tax, property appraiser. So, as far as the sales rate, so sales rate in Florida, I don't know, Texas, where that came in, taxes, whatever. Anyway, sales rate in Florida is 6%. However, in Marion County, we all voted and agreed to do we call it a 1 cent tax, but it's actually I love my new car. Like, seriously, love my new car, to answer that question, Shiloh. But we have 7% here, which is awesome. That's a really good question also. All right, let me finish the tax question, then I'll get to that one. All right, so so we pay 7% on our taxes here in Marion County. We don't have a state income tax, and in comparison to most counties throughout Florida, we are actually one of the lower one on property taxes as well. So we really, really don't pay that much in taxes. And the sales tax, that's basically what we charge, like, you know, everybody coming from other places. So if you get off on the highway and you fill up your tank of gas in our county, you're going to get charged a little bit extra on the sales tax. But that is what is covering our roads. We have some of the best roads in the state. Our roads are awesome. They're not all potholes and stuff. That's very rare to find a road that has potholes in all of Marion County. So yeah, is there sales tax on dog grooming? That is a really good question. I have no idea. For services, I don't think there is, actually. I don't think there is, but I'm not absolutely for sure on that one. That's a very specific question, Duke. Like, seriously specific. And unfortunately, I can't check my records because my puppy dog, our family dog, passed away several months ago. And I haven't found another one yet. So I'm holding off on that. So, but we used to take her to the groomer, but I don't think that they charged a sales tax on that. So I don't think so, because it's a service for an individual. So I don't think they do. But that's like, there's so many, you know, there are so many things that you can be taxed on or not taxed. So I don't know. That was very specific. That was a little too specific. Okay, as far as places to stay, okay, there is a hotel that I've been recommending for a while that I really love called Spring Hill Suites. And if you talk to Krista over there, she will actually get you a discount on a room just by mentioning our channel, Great Expectations Realty. She'll know exactly what you're talking about, and she'll get you a discount. The problem is the rates have really gone up, especially right now. It's the high season. So I'm actually looking for a hotel that's a little bit more reasonable in price that I can recommend. One of them that I've gotten good reviews about, and it's super close to our office and, you know, really close to where everything is Equis Inn. It's EQUIS. It's on Highway 200 or College Road. It's also called College Road. It's the same thing. Highway 200. And that one I've heard is really reasonable, and they've completely remodeled the whole thing. It's really super close to our office, like I said, so I'm thinking I'm going to go over there and check it out, hopefully this week or next, and I'm going to see if I can get you guys a lower rate if you guys mention it or maybe they'll give me a discount code or something like that. So, but I do know that they are reasonable, and I've known a few people that have stayed there, and they actually said it was really nice and everything. So I just want to go and see for myself so, before I recommend it. Okay, I know that's like seriously control freakery, but I just want to be sure. Oh, cool. Okay. So yeah, a VRBO or Airbnb, that's also an excellent choice. There's some really great like bed and breakfast type places, especially downtown, near downtown on the square. Not much over the asking price, but don't ask for a discount. You're welcome. So yeah, normally it's the asking price, basically. It's not like you make an offer and it's like $20,000, $30,000 over ask price. We're not really getting into that. You know, they're pretty much what you see is what you get. Now, some of the realtors have been working with sellers, and they're underpricing it for the market to get a bidding war going so that they then get those bids that are way up higher than the asking price. I mean, their job is to get the best price for the customer. So, you know, I can kind of see why they did that. But generally speaking, if it's just a regular market rate house, you know, maybe 230 for, you know, we're talking 3-bedroom, 2-bath, double car garage kind of thing. Brand new construction, 230 is about 230 to 260 depending on size, and you know, if it's like granite countertop stainless steel appliances versus Formica and, you know, black appliances, you know, just so if there's any upgrades or something like that, you'll see a difference in price because of course it costs more for the parts and pieces to put it together. But that's basically the range for that area and that price. Also, if you want to get a corner lot or a larger lot, that's going to be more. So yeah, it just really kind of depends. If you're wanting for something a little bit nicer or a little bit more land or whatever, then the price kind of goes up from there. But right now we're still you can still get a house for under 250. That's, you know, new construction and pretty nice. So hopefully it'll stay that way for a little while longer. No promises. And yeah, you can definitely buy something out near the World Equestrian Center. I don't know that about right next door, but you can get it, you know, within maybe 10 minutes, which for Marion County is not very far at all. So yeah, you can do that. I hope that helps. Let me see if I missed any other questions. But yeah, asking price. Oh my goodness. Duke, I can't wait to meet you guys on Thursday. The questions. Dog grooming. Like, seriously. I have no idea, man. Is $250,000 also the price for a 55 plus community? What have a hotel? Yes, the World Equestrian Center definitely has a hotel. It is a 5-star hotel. I believe it starts at like $300 or $400 per night. Absolutely. Please stay at that. Please invite me over so I can see that. But yeah, the World Equestrian Center does have a hotel right there on the premises. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. But it's a bit pricey. I was looking more for more affordable. Spring Hill Suites, for example, they were at right around 100, but now it's going up to like 150, 200. So for guests that are coming out of town, they just need a place to stay, you know, for a night or two. That's a lot. So I was looking more closer, as close as possible to the 100 range is what I was hoping for. Would I recommend that they live in Gainesville? Let's see, what areas in the countryside to look at homes? Oh, that's a whole nother question. It depends on what you want as far as countryside. We have like city, we have just outside the city, then we have rural, and then we have you're out in the freaking forest in the sticks. That's how it works. Okay, so how rural are we talking? Because I can show you stuff that's like you're going to be driving 40 minutes to get to a grocery store, and you only have the option of one grocery store in a 40-minute drive. I can get you out there. But is that really what you want? Or are you talking just outside the city and still having access? Like, how far from a grocery store do you want, and how far from a Starbucks? Because Starbucks is what I consider civilized living. So I personally only want to live like 15-20 minutes from a Starbucks. If you want really super rural, oh, I'll get you out there. You're gonna be out in the Ocala National Forest. You're gonna have animals for neighbors, like, and trees, a lot of trees. But yeah, you can get rural. Okay, now it's changed to just outside the city. Okay, so just outside the city is, yeah, you can definitely get, you know, that's about the price range. It's like around $250. If you're gonna do that, there is an area that I love. It's considered countryside. It's about 15 minutes from civilization, from, you know, Walmart, grocery stores, stuff like that. 15-minute drive. That's not bad. 15 minutes to hospitals. That's another consideration. But it's a really cool area that I love, and it's called Rolling Hills. And it used to be like too far out from everything and nobody wanted to live out there, but now it's like smack in the middle of everything, because it's only about 15 minutes to the World Equestrian Center. Each of the lots they have there are 1 acre plus. So you have plenty of your own land. So it's very rural. There's a lot of, you know, trees and stuff, but you still, you know, you're still pretty close to everything. So I really love Rolling Hills. We had considered moving there. We're still considering moving there. But yeah, that's one of the areas I would recommend. That being said, there is new construction spec homes being built out there, but not that many. So it's probably you're going to end up doing a custom home. And by the time you do the land and the home and everything, you're probably looking about the 300,000 range, give or take, again, depending on what you want in the house and stuff. So, for me, I think it's awesome. Rolling Hills, 1 acre plus. I don't know, about 300,000. Like I said, there are some builders that are doing spec homes, and I'm not sure what their range is. I haven't checked this week. But yeah, you can get some houses over there for a reasonable price. It's a little bit more than spec homes on a 1/4 acre lot, but again, more bang for your buck. It's more land. So instead of, you could put, you know, on a 1/4 acre, that's literally 1/4 of the acre. So yeah, around 300,000. I would say between 300,000 and 400,000 is the range. And depending on how fancy you get, how big you get, if they've got a pool, all that kind of stuff. I know of one house that's coming up that's going to go over the 400. It's probably going to be 450, but that's because they have a huge like RV garage. They've got a pool. They've got, like, it is it's fenced all the way around. So they have a whole bunch of stuff adding to that. So that's like way top over the range. But generally speaking, it's around 300 to 400. So not bad. But yeah, I like it out there. It looks really country, but it's really close to everything else. So I like that area. If you want something out there, I'll get you something out there. I've got some builders that I really love the way they build, and they're reasonable and very reliable, which is great. So you don't want to, like, hire a builder and then they're like, oh yeah, I'll get you a house in 6 months, and then 18 months later you're still waiting on your windows. That's not a good thing. So anyway, what else? Hold on. I know I missed a question in there. Rolling Hills from I-75. Whew. Let me think. 15 minutes to the Walmart. I'd say about 30 minutes. Yeah, about 30 minutes. It depends on what part you're going on. I love Rolling Hills. Oh, good. Okay. So, yeah, probably about half an hour. It depends. You can go up to 40, or you can go to 44 and 200. So I'd say probably a good 30 minutes, give or take a minute. I don't know. I've not timed that. So I have one of my agents, he actually is building a house in there with one of the builders that I love. In fact, if you go on my YouTube channel and you look at Jeff Baker, and he's building, he's showing new construction, like he's building how his house is coming along, basically. You'll actually see that's the builder I absolutely love in the area that I'm talking about. So he's talking about Rolling Hills, and he has in fact timed it. He figured out how long it takes to get to the nearest Publix, and how long it takes to get to the hospital, and how long it takes to get to Walmart, because he's kind of crazy that way. So he goes out and checks on the build every week, if not more so. It's crazy. So he is just like on it. So it really cracks me up. But yeah, he's building out there. I have another agent, actually, Patricia Eckenstam. She's building out there as well. But Jeff is actually, he's taking video of the whole process. It's pretty cool. Oh, you're welcome, Shiloh. That's what I'm here for. I actually really love it when you guys talk and ask questions, because otherwise I'm just sitting here talking about my Prius, and that's not fun. All right. Gainesville. Okay, so Shiloh, you were asking, we love the rural areas. Where would you recommend? Definitely Rolling Hills. And my children live in Gainesville. Okay, so yeah, you're actually not going to be that far from Gainesville, especially if you go up, go over into Denellen and then go up. What would be 41? Yeah, so you're really not too far from them. But yeah, that's probably the area I would recommend. I like it. You can go into like farmland, horse farm, everything up in Reddick and stuff, but that's a ways out from everything when you get up there, because it's just miles and miles and miles and miles of horse farms. And it's absolutely beautiful for a drive, but if you want to go to the grocery store or you want to go to the hospital, it's a trek. So I prefer being a little closer in. I don't really want to have to wait, you know, half an hour for an ambulance and then wait another half hour for them to trek you in. So I prefer a little bit closer to civilization, but to each their own. It's not me that's got to live there. So yeah, it just depends on what you want. But you know, Reddick, Citra, especially that, all of that up there, it's a lot of horse farms, and it's pretty close to Gainesville going up that way. And you know, if you're that close to Gainesville, that side of the county, you're probably pretty close to like UF Shands and stuff like that up there too. So, you know, whatever. But yeah, our northern part of the county is mostly rural, and yeah, that's going to be the closest to Gainesville. But again, do you want to be right next to them, or do you just want something rural that's, you know, also convenient for you? If so, I'd probably go more with Rolling Hills. What is the name of it? Rolling Hills? Silver Springs, Micanopy, Anthony, and Spar. Yep, well, Silver Springs could be all the way down on 40 over by that Walmart over there. So, yeah, the outskirts. Spar, Anthony, all of those. Pretty much everything north. Oh, and if you see a place called Zuber on the map, on all maps it shows up. It looks like this huge, massive, thriving metropolis. It is a gas station, okay? It is an intersection, and there is no such thing as Zuber, Florida, okay? Just, everybody comes down and they're like, what about Zuber? I'm like, what? I had to go find it on the map. Justin, you and I, thank you, okay? Just, I feel you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had my Starbucks this morning. I did. I really did. Yeah. Although I think I got cursed. Okay, do you guys, okay, so there's this thing in Starbucks especially. I've not seen it in other restaurants, but if you go through the drive-thru and you get your order or whatever, once in a while I've noticed that they're like, oh, you're covered, the driver in front of you got it. And then you can either choose to enjoy it and say, thank you very much, that's awesome. Or you can buy whatever the person behind you in the drive-thru has bought. So it's this fun thing that just happens at Starbucks, and they try and keep it going as long as possible. At least the customers do. Excuse me. Okay. Well, I get a real kick out of getting it started. My husband does not know this, so don't tell him. But anyway, I get a huge kick out of doing it. Like, if I can possibly buy the coffee for the person behind me, I will. So this morning, that's what I did. And he was getting a pretty good order. So anyway, I was like thinking about it, and I was like, you know, because you ask them, they don't tell you like what they're getting or anything, but they're like, you say, you know, how much is the car behind me? And then you can decide whether or not to start it or not. So this one, he was getting like $15. I'm like, whew. So I'm like, okay, just do it. Let's do it. I'm feeling good today. Let's go ahead and buy his coffee or whatever, her, him. Well, I don't know. I can't tell. It was somebody to truck. So I went ahead and bought their coffee or whatever. It's like 2 coffees and a muffin for Starbucks. That ain't nothing. So I paid for that. And the guy is like, I think he cursed me because he goes, oh, well, he's like, since you did that and you got that started, he goes, you're going to have real good karma today. And I was like, that's a weird way of putting it, but okay. And then I had like the worst morning ever. It was so bad. It was so bad. I was like, what did that man just do to me? My destiny. Hi, how are you? So, yeah, I think he honestly cursed me. I really did. I was like, I don't even like think of that stuff at all. I was just really, I get a kick out of doing it. But yeah, I had the worst morning. Like everything that could go wrong did from that moment forward. I was like, what just happened? And then worst thing is I had a listing appointment right after that. And it was like an awesome, awesome listing that I really, really, really want. So I'm like, I hope it doesn't carry on. Does the spree, whoop, hold on. I wish this stayed on a lot longer. Okay. Does the pricing you speak of for a new build include the finished landscaping? Define landscaping. I'm so sorry. It's a bad word. It's funny though, right? It was like weird stuff. Like weird, like never happened before kind of weird morning. I'm like, what on earth? But I swear that he did it. He did it. So I'm going to tell him like, shh, shh, don't say stuff like that, man. I got one of those feta egg white wrap. It was frozen in the middle. It's never been frozen in the middle because they toast it and they heat it up and stuff. And it was frozen in the middle. I didn't even make it out of the parking lot before bad started happening. It was like, what? What is this? I didn't want to go back through the line. I just went back to the office and heated it in the microwave. But at the same time, that's just weird. I was like, that man cursed me. All right. This pricing that I speak of, I'm getting it off Starbucks. It's okay. It includes, okay, for our county, you have to have a certain amount of grass from the house, like a certain amount of feet from the house. Otherwise, they will not give you the certificate of occupancy. We all call them COs. You can't close on the house until you have a certificate of occupancy if you're doing financing. So they have to have grass in order to have a certificate of occupancy. They can't just have, here's the house and there's like sand or dirt. We don't have dirt. We have sand. They can't do that. They'll never get the CO for that. And the CO, I believe it's like, I would have to check what the thing is, but it's normally like 30 feet or whatever. However, most builders will actually do, they call it sod. I mean, it's sod. So they will actually do sod all the way around. It depends on what builder you go to and which, you know, what they're doing. But some will just do the bare minimum. Some will do the whole thing. So that's a question for the builder if they do the bare minimum or if they actually like do some landscaping. You know, normally they're not going to plant trees and bushes necessarily because you might not want the plants and bushes. I know people that are aggressively anti-bushes anywhere near their house because they don't want like snakes or vermin or anything popping out at them and freaking them out. So it really just depends. They're not going to spend a bunch of money on bushes if you really, really don't want bushes. So normally they do the sod and then whatever landscaping you want to do, you can do yourself. But it's mostly because, you know, they don't know what you want. And, you know, if they put a bunch of bushes in and pay the money and get it all growing and nice and everything, and then you're like, no, you know, they don't want to do that. So, but they do have to do grass. So I would check with the builder to see if they do the bare minimum or not. The builders that I normally recommend, unless it is like bottom price builders, you know, because that's specifically what you only have the budget into, and you're going with like bare minimum but happy to have like a really well built house, those, they have, you know, just the bare minimum, but that's what you're buying for. That's literally specifically what you're getting. Normally, the builders for a $300,000 to $400,000 house, they're going to do sod all the way around. Now, if you, that being said, if you're doing a 1 acre lot, they're not going to sod the whole thing. It's just not going to happen, because also you're probably going to want to garden in some of that. You may want to just turn, you don't want sod in a lot of that. If you want trees and stuff, it's kind of pointless to put sod because it's all going to get killed anyway. So that's something to just talk to the builder about and see what you want to do. If you want to get really elaborate, you're probably going to have a landscaper come in and do something after the fact, or work hand in hand with the builder to get the desired effect that you want. But yeah, they will do sod. They're not going to do an acre of sod. If it's just a 1/4 acre lot, then most builders are going to do the whole thing. Okay. Random. So yeah, hope that helps. That's just, you know, those are questions you're going to ask each individual builder and just make sure. But yeah, I mean, if you have and those rolling hills lots that I was talking about, those are minimum of an acre. You'll probably have an acre to like 1.18, or it's like a little over an acre. If you get one of the lots that also have like a retention area, you're going to actually end up with like 2 acres, but only 1 is buildable. So, you know, hey, Lady J. So yeah, it just depends on what you're looking for, what you're wanting to do, what you're wanting to do with it. It just depends. Oh, I've been on here for like an hour and a half. My voice is going. Do you guys have any other questions or anything I can help with? Hopefully, maybe. I feel bad because some of you guys just got on and I'm like, oh no. I'm really hoping somebody's writing something because I'm just staring at myself at the screen. I tried doing a TikTok live last night. It was actually fun. I was talking to somebody over in Scotland. I almost invited her to. On there, you can invite somebody to co-host with you, so there'll be 2 people on the screen, which I think would be a little more exciting. But I don't know. I'll be in the Gainesville area next week. What's up in Ocala? Whew, next week? That is a great question. I think there's going to be a whole bunch of Valentine stuff. Meadow Glen is done being built out, so that's all just resales. So it just depends on what they've got. We just had a listing in Meadow Glen, but that one sold. So I'd have to check and see what's coming up in Meadow Glen. Just depends on sometime in March. Which we don't go anywhere for spring break. Like, everybody comes down here and they act like hooligans. So it's like mid-March time frame is when spring break is for us. But it also coincides with when all the college kids throughout the United States get spring break. And it's also when the motorcycle people, they go over to Daytona Beach and they kind of take over Daytona for the big motorcycle rally over there. So, and that's just absolute mayhem. So basically it's safest at home in Ocala. We don't go anywhere. We definitely don't go to the beach. Yeah, Sun Valley is awesome. That's where I live and I absolutely love it. Available Southwest 100th to 95th Street area. Be careful with the 95th Street area because they're putting that gas station in because 95th Street is where they are eventually going to have an ingress and egress from the I-75. So random. So be very careful on 95 and also over by 49th Avenue Road. So anything in from that, but you know, don't get a house too close out there. I've been very careful talking with my agents being like, do not sell somebody a house anywhere where it's going to be like an entrance to a highway or something, for crying out loud, you know. So just because it's, you know, a fairly quiet street right now, it's not always going to be that. So any realtors out there should be looking at the DOT streets and stuff to see what changes are going to happen. There's normally a 5 and 10 year plan, and you can actually see what roads are going to be widened, which roads are going from 2 lanes to 4 lanes, which ones are going to get a highway entrance and stuff like that. So you got to be very careful of those. So I absolutely love this area. This is the area we live in as well. I love it, but I would probably stay a little bit further away from 95th. So at least go a block down from that would be my advice. And going in from 49th. Actually the one we're talking about. So for hiking and stuff, yeah, definitely. Sun Valley, we call it Ocala Waterway or Sun Valley. And yeah, there is supposed to be just north of Sun Valley. So it's where 95th Street is. Eventually that is supposed to either have a ramp over the highway, or it will actually have an entrance and exit on the highway. You got to think, they plan stuff out for roads. It's not like they just happen. If you want to try and get an entrance or an exit on the highway, it takes years to get that approved, because I-75 is an interstate. So I actually knew about 95th Street and the highway and the whole, you know, entrance and stuff for probably 4 or 5 years now, and it's still not there. Okay, might get blocked. Kind of weird. I-75 congestion isn't too bad. I was on I-75 today. It really wasn't that bad. This Monday after Thanksgiving, and I-75 was parking lot. Oh, I'm sorry, but yeah, don't travel on I-75 during the holidays. It's not fun. It is. We don't even go on them. But like, yeah, today I was on basically at rush hour, and you couldn't even tell any difference. I was going from 200 down to 484, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna jump on I-75. It was like, you know, no big deal. It was a little bit busier than usual. Justin. Don't know. But yeah, so it's not that bad. But they are trying to take some of the congestion from 484 and some of the congestion from 200. So that's why they're looking at those other avenues. Aw, I would love that. Absolutely love that. So, but yeah, looking at those. Okay. So we're probably going to, you know, I love Sun Valley. I would probably recommend more towards, a little bit further more down by the trail, because the trail is awesome. The trail is so cool. So if you can get anywhere near the trail, and that's, you know, because the trail kind of curves up right there, right at the bottom of Sun Valley, or Ocala Waterway is, you know, there's no sign. I don't know why it's called both, but whatever. So if you go down anywhere on that bottom part, kind of down by 103rd Street Road, it really, yeah, 117th would be great. Any of that down there, kind of like where it curves up, all of that is trails, and there's actually entrances where you can walk or ride your bike straight onto the trails. Now, keep in mind, most of that is dirt, so you're going to be hiking and trekking, but it is true hiking trails. There's even hills and all sorts of stuff in there. It is very exciting if you have your bicycle in there, but there's also at 49th, let's see, the 49th Avenue entrance, which is just maybe a quarter of a mile south of where Sun Valley ends. That's where, oh yeah, of course, absolutely. Y'all, anytime you want to stop at my office, please stop in at my office. I'm there like 80% of the time. Like, I'm always there. So just come in and grab a cup of coffee. We'll sit down and chat. But yeah, that's absolutely anybody that wants to stop by my office, please do so. If you give me a heads up, I'll make sure I'm there. But you just got to tell me date and time. But yeah, just, you know, send me a text message or something. Okay, cool. Honey, you don't need to, like, you know, buy a house. You can come say hi even if you're not buying a house. I'm cool. We don't care. you talk to my receptionist, Kathy. She'll just sit there and talk until you're blue in the face. Like she'll just keep going and on. She's awesome. She's a total sweetheart. She's just the first thing when I hired her, I was like, I'm gonna set this the standard for you right now. Anybody that walks through that door, I don't care for any reason, you offer them bottled water or coffee. Past that, I don't care. And she's like, okay, whatever. So anybody that stops by the office, she's always like, that's like the first thing. That was the thing that I really, really, really wanted. That anybody that comes in, you know, they should be able to stop and have a chat. And, you know, I don't have a front porch or anything, but you should be able to stop and chat and talk about real estate or talk about Ocala or, you know, just stop in for a cup of coffee. So anyway, but yeah, you don't have to be buying a house to come up and say hi. Yeah, South Florida, I don't think you can do that. I don't know if you can just go into a realtor's office and just like sit and chat for a bit, but that's how we are. I don't know. Ocala is a little bit different. So, you know, everybody's your friend until they prove themselves otherwise, basically. Oh, anyway, what I was going to do. Oh, I was checking to see what's going on next weekend. Because this weekend is the Super Bowl. That's about the only thing I'm doing. I'm doing my laundry because my laundry is a little bit insane. My husband did laundry last week and he does not like to fold or put it away. So it's literally all over the place. It's like just hanging all over. It's clean. It's just everywhere. So, yeah, I got to tackle the laundry this weekend because otherwise it will literally drive me insane for another week. So normally I do all of my reset on Sunday, but that Super Bowl Sunday, we're going to be watching the game and we're going to be having a little party and stuff. So I'm not going to have Sunday to do that. So I'm going to go in my congregation on Sunday morning via Zoom and go from there. But what is next week? I'm going to have to tell you on Monday. I don't know. How are the prices doing for... Hold on. I really wish it would stay up longer. All right. I'm trying to get out of South Florida. I don't blame you at all. How are the prices doing for around the square? Like around the square. We live in the Northeast. I'm wondering if this would be a good place to purchase. Yeah, I would say it depends on what you're looking for. I would say maybe going a little bit down. My boys, if you guys ever watch this, I'm just, you know, shout out to Laz and Calvin. So they purchased a house and they're so super happy with it. And it's just down Fort King Street. So I would say if you're wanting to be anywhere near the square, probably going down Fort King Street would, there's some subdivisions and stuff down that way. Not as far as Baseline. You don't want to go that far. Yeah, Fort King. So there's some homes that were built like, you know, 80s, 90s, and they've been remodeled, or not, and you can remodel it yourself, whatever. But those are some homes that are really, really reasonably priced, and the location is phenomenal. So, you know, maybe it's only like maybe 5 minutes, maybe 10 with traffic to the square. But that's probably the best option for you. Okay. Okay, this guy is like seriously got cabin fever. Like there's like way too much snow up north or something. Like somebody's getting blocked. Anyway. All right. What is the square? Watch it be my family member. I know it's going to be my family member. Anyway, the square is where all of the roads. Okay, so I've explained Marion County is set up in quadrants. It's literally like 40 running this way and Magnolia or 475A running this way. 475? Anyway, so there's these two roads, Magnolia and 40, basically. So they run the middle of the county, and that's what splits the quadrants. So southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest. I hope I did that right. Anyway, so that's what splits it. Well, right there at the center is the square. That's the downtown square. that is where the courthouse is, and there's this gazebo. So if you see pictures of Ocala, there's this white gazebo. That's downtown on the square. There's all these restaurants, there's all these comedy clubs, and a lot of artwork, and there's Tuscaloosa Park over there, and a Citizen Circle. There's all these, you know, singers will come to the plaza, and they have art walk, and that's literally the center of the county, and we call it downtown on the square. And there's a lot of restaurants down there. There's a big parking garage, and it's free parking, so that's very helpful. In fact, it was such a big hit to have the parking garage there for free that we've kind of been using it, and now it's kind of getting full. So they're actually going to build a second parking garage for us. So I'm actually really happy about that. So yeah, that's downtown on the square. So if you ever saw me do a video about walking around for where all the Christmas lights are, all they do light up Ocala, and there's horse-drawn carriages and a whole bunch of historic mansions and stuff from the like 1900. That's a historic district is right down by there. It's just a really, really amazing, sweet, small town vibe. And that's also where the farmer's market is. They used to have the farmer's market on the square, and we outgrew it. It was way too big of an event. So the city actually built a building just off, it's walking distance from the square, but it's just like one block over, and that's where they actually have the farmer's market. And I think Advent Health is the sponsor for this year to upkeep that, you know, that thing. And so now it's under roof, which is also very helpful because, you know, it's really hard to have a farmer's market when it's pouring down rain or something. But now we could do that. So, but that's the square. That's the hub of everything. We now have a big old hotel right there on the square, and it's really neat. It's absolutely awesome place to meet up right there on the square. And if you're going for a date night or something like that, it's just really cool. And then the first Friday of every month, that's when they do FAFO or whatever. It's the first Friday art walk. So it really is neat. It's a very special place. So, but yeah, everything is it kind of goes out from there. That's literally the cool. Justin, the square is amazing, right? I mean, and it's just, it feels so safe and everything. Like, I've gone there by myself at night walking, and it's just, that's where the community is, you know? It's just, it's awesome. It really is an awesome place to be. So, a lot of fun. That's also where you can go for the, there's 3 speakeasies, and you only can get entrance to them if you know where they are, and they're hidden. And if you know the passcode, which you get off of Facebook or Instagram or whatever. But, so there's 3 speakeasies. It's just a fun place to kind of hang out and do stuff. There's a lot of different pubs and, restaurants and stuff. It's just fun. So anyway, but yeah, if you're looking for something to do, you go downtown on the square. Instead of, like, you know, I don't know, there's actually a movie theater down there too. It's cool. It really is. It's literally the perfect place for a date night. And you can go to the historic Marion Theater. That's downtown, just off the square. It's all walking distance. Just park your car in the parking garage and walk around. But it really, at night, it's just really magical. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, the Marion Theater is fun, and they're always playing, you know, either older movies, or they'll actually play some recent ones. Excuse me. You can actually, you can drink beer or wine there and everything. A bank here? Yeah, I mean, I personally love credit unions. I think they do a lot for you. So yeah, I like, Florida Credit Union, or, if you're wanting something a little bit bigger, but still have that small town vibe, Renaissance Bank is really, really good. I love Renaissance. So that's a really good one. Chase Bank is very healthy. Yeah, Florida Credit Union is awesome. So Chase Bank is kind of popped up all over the place down here. So that's very convenient since they're all over, and it's a big national bank. But I just really like the smaller banks. You get much better service, I think, and it seems like they just have a lot more that they can do for you because they're not so rigid as some of the bigger banks. You know, the bigger banks are much more likely to tell you no on something if it's anywhere outside of their lines. They're very rigid. But like the Florida Credit Union or Renaissance Bank, they're like, let's see how we can work together to get this done. So it's just, I don't know. I really appreciate them. I really like them. There's a video I did about, is Ocala, you know, are people in Ocala nice? And I went through a bank drive-through. That was Renaissance Bank, just in case you were wondering. And the teller was just sitting there. We had a wonderful time chit-chatting about the new chicken salad place coming in, and, you know, how Denellen has grown, and like just, I think I was there for 20 minutes. There was nobody behind me in line. A lot of people were worried about that. I wouldn't have chatted with her for that long, and she wouldn't have chatted. But I had no idea who was working that day. I never told her that she was being recorded. So, but yeah, she was just sitting there chatting like she always does. That's just a very normal thing here. So, yeah, it was just kind of, you know, that's Renaissance Bank. So if you are interested in, and they're pretty big, you know, it's not like, you know, they're like itty bitty, just a couple of locations. They're pretty big, pretty good size. So, they're just not like a national bank. We've got Bank of America, we've got PNC, we've got SunTrust, which I think is called Truist now. We've got, did I say Wells Fargo, Bank of America, all of those. But I really like the smaller ones. Yeah, my daughter did the transcribing, and some of it she had no idea what she was saying because it was different than what she's used to, because the accent was like somebody up north. So I think at one point she was like northern gibberish or something. So it was kind of funny. But yeah, it was, you know, that was Renaissance Bank. That's the level of service we get there, is just, the communication is awesome. So all right, well, I am going to leave off for now. I've been on here for way too long. I'm going to go and spend the rest of my Friday night prepping for the weekend. And like I said, Super Bowl Sunday coming up. I will let you know next weekend what's going on. I'm going to have to check and see what's going on next weekend, because I honestly don't know. I normally check that on Monday. So I'll check on Monday and let you guys know. That's what I do on What's Up Ocala. I have it written down, but I honestly do not remember at all. My brain is completely blank, and I don't want to say something that is this weekend and then you go to do it and it's like, it's already over. So I'll just leave that for Monday. You'll have a reason to come back to my channel. And yeah, if this is at all helpful, or if you guys enjoy watching my channel, please share my videos with other people. And you know, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So I know I'm hoping I have an awesome weekend. I hope you guys do too. Enjoy your Super Bowl. Did you know that people eat about 6,000 calories on average on Super Bowl Sunday? Like, don't do that to yourselves, but definitely enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. So bye. Have a good time. Bye.